Hello everyone, Brad Does It All here again. It's been a while since I made a video. It's been a pretty hectic summer. I usually don't do a lot of turning in the summertime where it's daylight. I'm usually outside always, so I plan on making some more wood turning videos as it starts getting darker earlier. But right now I want to just kind of do a quick video, just kind of show you my lathe setup. I'm always interested in how people have their shop set up, so I thought I'd just do a little quick video. So anyway, hope you enjoy. Here's my main lathe station. I've got my Powermatic 3520A lathe that I bought used, had it about 3 or 4 years. I've really loved it. I did add a digital readout to mine like the later B and C models. Then I got some pegboard up here on the wall, and down here is my cabinet that I custom built with some drawers that I have a lot of my tooling in, and have these little special hammer handles that I cut out on my CNC. Anyway, we'll take a look at some of this other stuff a little closer. Okay, I've got one chuck on the head right now, but on my tailstock over here, I made this little wooden block just to hold my center, a little adapter, my worm screw, another center, and drill chuck, and it's been pretty handy. I have my little lamp here just for seeing the inside of bowls, and here's my one-way corn jigs. Just keep different wrenches here, chuck jaws, and my vacuum generator, and then just basket with odds and ends, with my Yorkshire grit, some WD-40, and I keep my chuck key here, use the magnets quite a bit. We'll go around here to the other side, and there I just keep my calipers for measuring, my little knockout for the tailstock. And we'll go around here, I'll show you how little tool storage that I made. So, you know, I cut this out, I actually use my CNC router, but you could use a hand router to cut this out. And I just made it in 2 halves and then glued it back together to make the slots. I know a lot of people will say, well, you can't really see what tool you're grabbing, but after you turn a while, I can pretty much just reach without even looking, know exactly which tool I'm grabbing, so you kind of get used to it after it's there. But I just kind of like having them all handy right here. And here on my ceiling, I keep my sanding mantles mounted to this Harbor Freight tool magnet. And I have a low ceiling in here, so it's kind of easy for me in my case just to reach up here and grab which one I want, so I have one for each grit. Here's just a quick shot of my setup with the curtain on there. We'll walk around and you can kind of see it from the inside. So here's a shot from the inside. You can see where I've got this other pull down shade, then the curtain, and then the other pull down shade in the far end. So I mainly do that when I'm doing a green bowl. The plastic I really don't use when I'm doing a dry bowl. The 2 pull down shades take care of the shavings on a dry bowl. It's just not as messy as the wet bowls, because you have sometimes water shooting everywhere. Okay, we'll take a look inside the cabinet here. Top drawer, I have most of the things that I use the majority of the time to keep it easy in reach. And I don't keep this here when I'm turning. I slide this thing over here to the side when I'm turning, because I built it to fit under the lathe, so when I'm not using a lathe, the cabinet can tuck under there and be out of the way. But anyway, I've just got you know, some little jam chucks, another stronghold chuck, my vacuum chucks, you know, spanner wrenches, just the things that I reach for the most that I can get there handy. In my second drawer, I keep most of my sanding supplies, my sander, my sandpaper, backup pads, just a few little odd tools, my buffing system down here, and the bottom one's kind of my junk drawer. So I got just kind of a miscellaneous woodworking, all kinds of stuff in that one. We won't open that up. Moving on now, here's my sharpening station. My sons make fun of me because I have 4 grinders, but just kind of collected them. Of course, this grinder is a grinder I've had for like 27 years. It's just my grinder for grinding all the junk. I really don't use it for anything lathe, but it's just when I got to grind some odd piece of metal. Then I have the Rikon slow speed grinder, and I use this for if I'm doing some shaping of my bowl gouges, and I usually keep it set up all the time. I use it for my scrapers. Then my Tormek, I use it for my bowl gouges, and I actually have a diamond wheel that I purchased, and it's pricey, but it really does work well. I've got DF250, which is the middle of the road. They call it the fine, and it does really well. And I do like having the leather wheel. It makes a huge difference. I've had this one for several years before I had the Tormek, but it's just the Grizzly version of the Tormek. The Grizzly wheel was not very good. It really had to dress it all the time. So I took the Powermatic stone that came with this one and put on the Grizzly. And I use this for sharpening my negative rake scraper. I kind of leave it set up. Anyway, with these 3 grinders, I pretty much never have to change the setup on it, because that's the main tools. You know, I'm using my regular scrapers, my bowl gouges, and my negative rake scraper. So I have those 3 set up, and when I'm turning, I really don't have to switch, you know, set up different jigs for that. So that was just a quick tour of my shop and how I set up my lathe and sharpening station. Give me some comments. You know, I'm always looking for new ideas. If you see some other things that you would change, or that you would add, that what you've done that makes it better, be glad to hear about them. And hopefully some of the things that I've shown will help you. Thanks for watching. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. More videos to come.